I used to think that if I didn't share every single raw emotion that I felt, that I was being an absolute hypocrite. And as an INFP coach who's worked with hundreds of INFPs, I hear this exact trap again and again, and it destroys promising relationships. But there are some things that have helped me that I want to share with you now. So, we believe that if we aren't sharing every single thought, every single feeling or emotion in real time, then we're being fake. And we confuse keeping things private with wearing a mask. And it really creates this intense internal friction that ruins perfectly good relationships because those relationships require us to be authentic and express ourselves. And that's what we want the most from ourselves too. And yet sometimes we struggle to do it. And so the problem here isn't that we are hiding who we are. The problem is that you're expecting one person to process this entire fire hose flood of data and emotion that's coming from this core deep well inside of you. And they likely can't do that. And this hits INFP men and women in different ways. So, as an INFP guy myself, society expects us to be logical and stoic and almost robotic. And yet, we are feeling this incredible depth of emotion underneath. And because we feel that there's no safe place to express this emotion, we just learn to suck it up and to hide it. And for INFP women, the pressure, I believe, is more about social harmony. The world expects you to use extroverted feeling to blend in, to nod along, and to keep the peace, which feels completely alien to your core values, probably. So either way, you end up feeling like you're trapped and you feel like you have to choose between total vulnerability or total isolation. Being vulnerable, opening up, or wearing this armor. And yet it's not a binary, you can only do this or this. So here's how I've learned to improve my relationships and my self expression, and what actually helps you fix this without betraying your values. So, first, noticing that there's a difference between privacy and masking. So, thinking about how you interact with the world, you play different roles. There are different times where a different part of you is responsible for a certain behavior. So there's a part of you that becomes active when you are playing with like a cute animal, like your dog. You're rustling its fur and you're making these cute little voices and stuff like that. And there's a part of you that's active when you're talking to a police officer. You wouldn't want to walk up to the police officer and start rustling its fur and say, "Oh, you're so cute today. Oh." It's the wrong approach to the situation, and it's the wrong active part and the wrong authenticity, I suppose, for that situation. It's just about using the right character for the environment. And another way that I think about this is just highlighting a different part of myself. I'm not throwing the whole book of Sherman at them.
I just found the Book of Sherman. It's radiant and glowing.
I'm just highlighting. These are the parts that you should read right now. So if one of your core values is caring, for example, you can still hold it, you can bring it to the relationships, but maybe how you express it changes based off the situation. Your introverted feeling, your soul, doesn't need to be on full display to everyone at every time in order for you to still be authentic. Second, it's been helpful for me to lower the stakes on emotional expression. So if you only output once a month, even for like creative work, then every single piece feels like it's very heavy and it's very meaningful. It feels like it has to be this flawless draft. I express this and it's got to be perfect, but it doesn't really have to be like that. And again, with creative work, I've noticed if I've produced one video a week, it feels like it has to be perfect. It has a lot of weight and pressure on it, and it feels a bit paralyzing. But when I commit right now, I'm making a video a day. I've been doing it for 8 days or something like that. And it feels easier. There's freedom in it. And I can just create, I can share a piece of truth, I can learn from it, and I can move on. And it works the same exact way in your relationships. So when you stop holding back these feelings and you stop mulling over them endlessly, then there's a lot of freedom in expression, right? It doesn't need to turn every emotion into this calloused or this diamond, right? This heavy revelation. You can start sharing smaller, light pieces of how you feel every day. And I know introverted feeling is introverted. It's a personal, subjective, cognitive function. It's not about expressing it all the time. And I think that causes a lot of weight and pressure. So, expressing in small doses the good stuff and the bad stuff really helps the relationship not feel like it has all this pressure behind it. And you're just talking about how you're feeling in the moment, and all of it is true and accurate, but it doesn't have that weight of ancient grief on it. And when you need some space to process internally because your introverted feeling needs to sort things out alone, you don't need to vanish. I know a lot of us INFPs want to separate ourselves completely in order to process, but we can do it with a little bit more care sometimes. You can give your partner a clear protocol. You can say, okay, I just need to process this. I need to figure some things out for myself. I'll be back. And if you're okay with it, I'd love to share with you after I figured it out. So when you do this, you stop treating that sensitivity as a problem or a liability or some secret that you have to keep hidden. And you realize that keeping some of the processing private isn't hypocritical. It's good self-regulation. It's part of your personality type, and it's very helpful. Just like planning before making a video. It's helpful to get clear on how you feel about things or what you're going to talk about before expressing it. So give yourself the permission to process your emotions internally in your own way by yourself while still giving the other person a clear ability to understand where you are and why you're doing the things that you're doing. If you're an INFP and you're tired of feeling like you have to choose between being misunderstood or being fake, then join Evolve. Evolve.geekpsychology.com. This is a community full of INFPs. You get access to all my courses, monthly workshops, monthly Q&As that we can work on this stuff together so that you can get out there and you can be happy to be an INFP. You can say, I now feel positive. Hope to see you there. Good luck. Have fun.